Hi, everybody. This is another episode of Cooking with Chef Phil. Today's episode, we will be cooking is apple nachos. Not with the cheese, not with the meat, but some really natural things with some apples. We have some coconut, chocolate, mixed trail mix. The lemon juice and stuff will help the apple, so when you cut it, it don't oxidize or get brown on you, pretty much. We have the healthy butter that we have here is like a nut butter or a butter that's not really made out of milk products. But let's have some fun with it. But first of all, I want to say is you guys stay safe out there. Keep wearing those masks, okay? Here we go. First, we're going to start with the apple, and I got the cord. I got a really cool device and actually help me core an apple, and I just put it right through, and it comes a little twist. You might not have one of these at home. I'm going to show you another way you can actually do it. As you can see, right through the hole. Okay? Now, if you don't have one of these devices, you actually can take a paring knife and have your parents or someone to help you. I like to just cut the apple right alongside and just go around the core. I can do it from the other side. And you have to be careful so you get most of the core out of there. There's no wrong way of cutting this apple, but if you just like it, you want it to look kind of good also. I'm going to take my chef knife and we'll cut these into slices. And this is very easy for me. I've been doing this a long time. But let's have fun with this and have somebody help you cut these slices. And to the adults who's actually cutting, when you're using a chef knife or using any knife, most of your sharpness is really around the butt end of it. And it makes it very easy to slice a lot of product. And you want to keep them thin, but if you want it kind of thick, this also is good. There's no wrong way of doing this. And I really like to know sometimes, while these recipes that we're doing, I like for you guys to maybe give me a call and just tell me what you think about some of these recipes and some of the things that you might want to do over the summer. Now I have about a cup of water that's in my bowl, and I'm going to add it with lemon juice. You can do with orange juice, papaya juice, pineapple juice, whatever flavor that you might like, okay? And the slices that I made, I put these right into the solution with the lemon juice and water, and that prevents it from turning brown on you. I'm going to put all of those in there, and the ones that I cored without the magic machine here, and I put the flat side down, and I use the butt of my knife and get some nice slices. And as I get to the end, you can see I can turn it over, and it's easy to slice again on a flat surface. Most nachos you think with the fried chips, with all of the fat meats, all the cheeses. Yes, it's good at times. Let's do something different for a change, something lighter. So as you see, I put a lot of these inside of the lemon juice. Okay, we'll put that to the side. Now, the butter part of it, we have to melt it. And that's, it's not so much fat, but it make everything stick to it. Okay? I got my little oven here. I'm going to start that. I'm not walking away long here. I'm just going to actually melt my butter. But I have to get a little bit of cinnamon that I forgot to put on there. I won't leave you long. Be right back. Came back with my cinnamon. And while I was waiting for that, I am melting my healthy butter. And this actually going to make everything stick to the apples once you get them set up. And this is really quick. And just take a little time. You come from being hot outside or something that you don't want soda or anything. You can have some fresh fruit and have some fun doing it. And as you can see, I just melted it just a little bit. And I'm going to put the fire off of it because I don't want it to cook too fast. I don't want it to brown. Now, number of ways that I actually use this, I can use a measuring cup and have a little spigot on there. So you actually drizzle things right on there. A lot of times I can use squirt bottles. This is what I use when I want to do a lot of things. These are very, very popular around here. I'm going to put that in my measuring cup, which is you got to have a device that won't melt. You want to do styrofoam or anything like that. Okay? And I'm able to put into my squeeze bottle. So it's easy for me to direct the butter where I want. And I don't need that much butter, but it helps me direct it the way I want it. I got a nice looking plate here. We'll get some really nice apple slices here. And you can put them right on the plate, and you can dry them off just a little bit as you put it on. And I'll put on the side and put them into my towel. And these are going almost like nacho chip, but these are apple chips. So I dried them off a little bit. Again, that's so they won't turn brown on you right away. Almost like potatoes. You ever see potatoes when someone cooks potatoes and they start turning a little brown? And the same thing with carrots, the same way. They start turning, that's the sugar, the oxidation. And you can assemble these on the plate any way you like. You guys can have a lot of fun with this. And try not to overlap them too much because you want all of them to get a little bit of that sauce, as we call it, but it's butter. And I would take and drizzle any way you like there. So, okay, that. I'm going to add my coconut. Now, you can do the chocolate that we have a few different ways. Today, we have chocolate pieces, and I can chop them down a little finer if I like. And I'm doing it very slow. Have an adult help you with this. And chop them down just a little bit. And I can take my chocolate, and it goes right on top. And put a few more. And I just cut them down just a little bit so it'll be easy to handle when it comes in contact with your mouth. Then I use trail mix, which is not really on the menu or the recipe, shall I say, but you can be fun with this. You can put dried fruit on there, other kind of nuts that you might cut. I got some dried raisins that's on here, cashews, some walnuts, some almonds, and I still cut that down just a little bit. And be very careful how you do that. And I just put it in just a little smaller pieces. I'm going to add a little more of my butter. Okay. And you can eat this and your parents won't mind so much. It is a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coconut, but mostly it's all apple. Then I'm going to take my cinnamon. And I want to sprinkle it just a little bit on there. A little bit goes a long way. We're going to move these out the way, let you see exactly what it looks like. Let me clean my board off a little bit. Here. This is what it is when done. I can take the apple. Not bad. I think I have one more. Nacho apples. It's crispy, but it's all about taking your time. I have my pan that's here, and I use some non-stick spray. You have some brown out or just regular olive oil or vegetable oil. I spray my pan so it don't stick on it, because this is really sticky stuff that you're going to be working with. Okay. First thing, I'm some my butter, and with the recipe that you have, it's for a really big recipe. What you want to do, you can cut that in half. And how you cut all that in half is, instead of using the 4 tablespoons, you're using 2 tablespoons. Instead of using 5 cups, you're doing 2.5 cups of the marshmallows. I have 1/4 cup of the peanut butter and 2.5 cups of Rice Krispies. It can be a little bit more, but you can take it down even more than that. 1 cup of Mexican Rice Krispies, but a little bit more, and cut all of that in half. So you can do it any way you like, so you don't have to do so much. It's just a big recipe, and we're going to slow it down that we can do a lot less. And I'm doing a smaller portion of it. So I'm letting my butter melt, and I'm using a wooden spoon or a really hard plastic spatula. I don't want my butter to brown. I take it off the heat. I just want it to melt. And next thing that I'm actually going to put in there, okay, and like in low heat. I don't want that to melt at all. Then I like to add my marshmallows. And the marshmallows will start to melting. Doing a little bit at a time. And as you can see, it's melting. Still got my heat down lower. Once it starts to melt, you can see it melting here. I'm going to add my peanut butter. Still using a wooden spoon. And I'm taking it back and forth off the eye, but I want it to get creamy. It only takes about 5 minutes, but it's very sticky and very hot. And you can see how I'm working it. And once it melts all the way down, add my Rice Krispies. And that's when I start using my spatula because it's easy to mix. And you want to mix that very well. You put it back on the heat just a little bit. See, I'm putting it on and taking it off. Okay? And once I got it mixed pretty good, you can just see, once you get it mixed pretty good, let me cut this eye off. Okay? And it got it just the way I want it. It's mixed down pretty good. Let me move these over. And this is a great and easy and fast recipe. I'm going to spray my hands a little bit with non-stick. So once I put it in to my pan, and you can use an aluminum pan. This is a disposable pan. You can just put it here. A little warm, but you got non-stick. Spray on your hands. And this one is a little big, but I'm going to make it use only half of the pan. But I'm using my hand to push it down. Now look how easy that was. And I'm going to come right back because I'm going to let this set. It's got to set so it'll harden up just a little bit. It's only going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to show you what it looks like after it comes out, and I'll be right back. And let me show you what we have. After it cools, I can take it right out of the pan. My cutting board, and I'll take my knife and cut it into squares or triangles. And I'll show you what it looked like as we plate it up. Now I just thought of something while I was here. I just said some of the product that we had left over from our apple nachos. Let's put this over here for a second. What I did is got my pan and I want to reheat this. And remember some of the chocolate that we had left over. We can finish it just like this. Some of the coconut that we had. I'm going to put a little bit of chocolate in that pan there. I just want to melt it just a little bit. I had a little butter and stuff in there. Not a lot, but just enough to melt. And I'm melting the chocolate down, okay? And I got a little bit of olive oil right here. A little bit of oil or vegetable oil. And I melt my chocolate down. I'm going to show you how you can finish this. And I just thought about this at the last minute because this is some of the product that I had when we just did the apples. And I can still use some of those things that I used here. And after I melt it down just a little bit, it wasn't that long and it wasn't that much. And I want to take the chocolate and drizzle all over. Let's bring it up here so you can see it a little more. Okay. My chocolate. And I drizzle it back and forth. And taking my spoon, and I can drizzle all over the crispy treats. Okay? Look at that. Remember the coconut we had left over? We didn't have to use it all. I put a little coconut. Okay? And this, what it looked like, finished product. Beautiful. Here, try one. Great. Thank you. Stay safe. Wear your mask. See you on the next episode.